My voice is still a bit hoarse. It's coming back now from the shouting. Last night was one of the first $100 per ounce silver celebration parties. First one that I'm aware of. I'm very grateful to the organisers. I knew them beforehand, but I've never met in person. I knew them peripherally, spoke on the phone, and I'm so pleased to meet them in person last night. They had an amazing venue, rooftop bar in London. I've never been there before. I didn't even know it existed. Place it was amazing. It's not the kind of place I would frequent. I'm a very humble blue-collar worker, but it's the kind of places that the bankers go to, which was very interesting because they had VIP. The organisers had VIP for us for the $100 silver celebration party. And I gave my presentation. I mentioned JP Morgan specifically, and I mentioned the bankers in a very unpleasant context. I called them criminals. And how could they think they could get away with this, selling so much silver that they haven't got? And now they are short this much silver. And apparently this is the kind of place that the JP Morgan bankers, the higher up, higher level ones, do frequent this bar and bars like this. And that was what was interesting. We were all mixed together. It wasn't just only us there for the silver party. I was going ordering drinks next to people who were they go there anyway, you know, what's going on over there? And they all heard my presentation. If they wanted to, you know, they could. And that was very interesting. There were so many interesting points, you know, from not just my presentation, but some of the other people who gave talks there last night. While I remember what's fresh, I want to relate some of the overarching main points that came out. This big saying now that possession is 10/10. That is the situation. It's gone up 1/10, you know. Possession is 10/10. Whatever you do, when it comes to silver, do not have any ETFs, any mining shares. Mining shares is a paper digital promise of silver. Do not have any pooled accounts, unallocated accounts, or allocated accounts. Now that was the thing. I've talked about the Perth Mint for a long time because they're one of the biggest, but there's plenty of other mints all over the world. Not just Australia, it's Canada, America, New Zealand, all over Europe, all the Middle East, and especially Zurich are guilty of this. They've been selling silver they haven't got. They are short a massive amount of silver. We don't know the true figures, but we can guess. You can buy a pooled account, and people have been buying what they think they're buying silver, and they get a paper or digital receipt. Just like ETFs, you get a paper or digital receipt. And then you pay a bit more and you can get an unallocated account, but it's all nonsense. Fugazi, it's just whoosh, it's nothing there. But then you pay a lot more and you get an allocated account, and they think that's safe. You get a paper or digital receipt, and you've got a picture of your bar with the serial number that is allocated to you. You can go and get that bar if you want. It turns out that was all a lie. They sell that same bar 500 times. They rehypothecate that same bar. That's been sold. That's not available. That's not in available supply. And one guy did a brilliant presentation about this, that all this silver has been rehypothecated. It's been sold hundreds of times. This is a massive, massive problem for the financial system that they cannot get out of. And that was the overarching main takeaway point. The shorts cannot cover. All those entities who are short silver, they cannot cover because more silver has been sold than is left in available supply. You might look at available supply and think, look, there's that much silver there. But no, it's not. That's all been sold multiple times. So they cannot cover. All those entities who are short. We're not just talking about the shorts on the COMEX. We're talking about all those entities who've sold paper or digital promises of silver. And there are many who have sold these things. The big mints. I didn't know, there's quite a few that I'd never heard of. I knew about Morgan Stanley years ago. Had been caught for this. They were basically, it's just free currency for them. They were selling paper and digital receipts. The machine goes brrr, and they're just selling all these digital receipts. They didn't have any silver, and they were getting very, very wealthy. And in my presentation last night, I used the illustration from motorcycle because I sold motorcycles. A lot of us, you think about your life, you probably sold a car or something like that, and you've advertised it, and someone's showed interest, and you said yeah, and they've bought it. And then you might get a call after that. They saw your advertisement and they say, have you still got it? And you're supposed to say, no, I haven't got it anymore. It's sold, sorry. But what if you lied and you said, yes, I've still got it. Would you like to buy it? You have to pay now, you have to pick it up later. And if they agree to it, oh my word, you've sold it twice now, even though your car's been sold, but you've got the money for it. This is good. And if you're an unscrupulous individual who's a bit thick and you think, I don't have to worry about the future, I'll probably get away with this, which is a stupid thing to think, you'll advertise it again and you'll get 500 other people. And you'll tell them, look, if you pay for it now, you can pick it up later. And they all pay you. Now you have got a lot of funds coming in. Your bank account's looking great. And what if you really think, I'm going to leverage this? I'm going to do it with more cars and advertise loads more cars. And all these people are ringing you and you're selling them all these cars. Would anyone be stupid enough to think you're going to get away with that? Now's the time when people are saying, look, you've had it for long enough now. I want to take it now, please. I want to take it now. You've got to go and buy those cars that you've sold. And of course, the big banks all collude. They've done this for decades with silver. They've been selling it, which is that is the price suppression. They've made it look like there's so much silver for sale. They've pushed the price right down for decades. Now they've all got to start buying. And this is what everyone's saying now. If you have any ETFs, if you have any digital or paper illusion of silver, a promise of silver, you need to turn that into physical silver ASAP. You need to do it yesterday. You're going to lose if you don't. Possession is 10/10 of the law. China knows it. India knows it. They are aggressively buying silver. And one guy gave a brilliant presentation about China, that the vast majority of silver that gets refined, to get it up to 999 fine, China does that. Hardly anybody else does that. It's all done in China. But they have said any silver that goes into China doesn't come out. So the mines are sending their dory bars. They refine it to these big bars. It's like quite a concentrate of silver, but I don't know what percentage it is. It's not fine silver. That all gets shipped to China to refine it. And now they've got it, and it's a non-escape trap. It's in China. It won't come out. They won't let it out. And now all these big manufacturers. That's the other thing in conclusion. Demand is demand. It doesn't matter if it's a small, low-wage person like me, blue-collar worker. I'm very small time. Or as a medium person, or as a manufacturer, or as somebody who needs silver for something. Anybody who wants to buy silver, that is demand. Investment demand, industrial demand, any kind of demand. People covering their shorts. Demand is demand. It doesn't matter. Silver demand is taking silver out of available supply. And the manufacturers are really starting to sit up now and panic. I wish we'd stockpiled silver now. Well, it's not too late. Let's do it now. And they're all trying to stockpile silver, but it's all going to China and it won't come out. The price is going ballistic. It's a nuclear explosion for the silver price. And that was the conclusion that everyone came to. And I agree with this. We've just got over $100 per ounce. It will be $500 this year. 500 an ounce 2026, on its way to 1,000 2027, and then 10,000, 1 million as the dollar collapses, and then all the banking system will collapse. If you've got a bit of silver, great. If you haven't got any, then mad rush panic to get some now. Whatever you can, try to sell. If you've got any other investments whatsoever, if you've got any crypto, for heaven's sake, sell that. You've got to get rid of that as soon as you can. Any other investments, can you get out of it? If you've got property, if you've got anything else you can sell. Everybody's got stuff. If you look through, you might have something you can sell. Look for your attic, look for your box. Even if you can just sell the junk you've got and might be able to buy 1 extra ounce. Sell anything you've got. Put all of your savings into silver bullion now. It's going to be $500 this year, mark my words. Be $1,000 per ounce next year, on its way to 10,000, and then you'll be so pleased you bought it now while it's still only $100 per ounce. And I know a lot of people tell me, I wish I could, I can't, I'm struggling, I haven't even got enough, my income's not enough to cover all my expenses. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are. Well, you can't pay your expenses. There's things you can't pay. But make sure you pay yourself first. Put 10% of your monthly income into physical silver bullion that you take out of supply. And if you can't pay, you've got to buy food, that's essential. Now you've got to decide after that. Housing costs, I can't afford it. Or bills, I can't afford it. It's up to you. You've got to decide that. But make sure you pay yourself first. Put 10% of your income every month into physical silver. Pay yourself first. Then Prioritize what you can pay after that. If you can't pay it, you can't pay it. So many people are saying that. You can't pay it. And I got a big round of applause. That was my conclusion. And I want everyone listening to this, please, have a goal. Look at your monthly income. Put 10% of your income into physical silver now. And don't sell when it goes to 500 later this year. Don't sell when it goes to 1,000. Diamond hands, hodl, hold on for dear life.